Well, a company once touted as the future of green jobs is now having some money troubles. But here's the real problem. The company was offered $535 million in low-cost loan guarantees from the federal government Department of Energy for a product that a lot of critics said there's simply no demand for, yet they still got the money. The company is called Solyndra, and they are makers of solar technology in California. They had more than 1,000 employees. I say had because many now have to find another job after the company filed for bankruptcy protection yesterday. So here's where it gets difficult for the president. President Obama had just toured the $700 million plant and said it's a prime example of American ingenuity. Florida Congressman Stearns from Ocala told the New York Times that he's always been concerned about the loans because the money is going to companies that aren't capable of competing in a global market, even with government subsidies. And the congressman joins us now from Washington, D.C. to talk more about this. Congressman, good to see you this morning. So first of all, let's start with this. What were your concerns about the federal guarantees for not only this company, but other companies like this?
Well, first of all, this kind of money, almost $500 million, to give to a group of people that did not have the competence to actually deploy a sun panel industry was one of my concerns. As you know, it's been pointed out by OMB, they did not approve of this project itself. They felt there was a lot of reservations, and also China is competing with this and other countries, and it's difficult for this company to compete even here in the United States. So I guess the warning signs that came from OMB, who has the responsibility for looking at these projects, told the White House and told the Department of Energy, yet they still went ahead, which indicates that there perhaps was some other reasons for them going ahead, perhaps political.
Okay, yeah, talking about the political side of this, a guy named George Kaiser. According to the LA Times, this is the big problem for the president because Kaiser is one of the investors in this company, and yeah, guess what? He was also a key fundraiser for the president in 2008. Was this a political payback?
Well, we don't know, but as you pointed out, Mr. Kaiser bundled lots of money for the president, and in this case, I mean, obviously he's a very successful businessman, but this industry was something brand new, and they gave $500 million in 2009. So the question is, where is all the money that they have lost almost $500 million in 2 years? I mean, it's a deplorable situation. And John, I've been following this for 6 months. We tried to get information, emails from OMB, from Department of Energy and the White House, and they would not cooperate. So finally, we had to issue a subpoena. I issued a subpoena in July. We're starting to get the information, but now, just yesterday, we issued a letter to the President of the United States asking him for his emails dealing with Solyndra, because that's a very key important point, that if the President is making decisions for stimulus money, there was $60 billion of government guarantees that are going out the door, and this was the first project, and if it's in the tank with a bankruptcy, then all of us taxpayers who are funding this should be concerned, and we want to make sure that this is not for political reasons that the decisions are being made, but because there's absolutely a reason for it. And as it turns out, this is not true.
That is a lot of money to just go away in 2 years. All right, very quickly though, I'll leave you with this. We don't have much time, but a lot of people are saying we have to try new things to become energy independent here in the United States. This is just one of those, and in this case, it just didn't work out. Your response to that?
Well, no, there's lots of ways that we can be energy independent. Obviously, drilling in Anwar up in Alaska, dealing with the shale out in the North Dakota and South Dakota and Wyoming, dealing with the gas reserves, dealing with huge amount of permitting of coal that we can burn cleanly. There's lots of ways, but this solar power project to give $500 million, and we don't know where the money is. And I guess, John, there's a point here that this company ran into a problem. It went into the private sector to get venture capital from 5 hedge funds who gave them $75 billion, but the government allowed them to get their money back first in this bankruptcy rather than the taxpayers, which is totally wrong, because if you had a mortgage in your house and you took a second mortgage, the first mortgage would be paid off first before the second. In this case, these hedge funds are going to be paid off first, and this is another very, I'd say, disquieting situation to hear the hedge funds are going to pay it off before the taxpayers.
All right, Congressman, thanks so much for your time today. Congressman Stearns up in Ocala, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.